Once upon a time, in a small Italian village, a poor woodcarver named Geppetto sat at his workbench, carving a puppet out of a piece of pine wood. He sighed as he shaped the figure, wishing for a son of his own to love and care for. "Ah, if only I had a boy to call my own," he murmured. To his amazement, the puppet's eyes suddenly blinked, and it smiled at him. "Who's there?" Geppetto gasped, dropping his chisel. The puppet leapt off the table and stood before him. "I am Pinocchio," it said, its voice clear and cheerful. Geppetto's heart swelled with joy. "You are alive!" he exclaimed. Pinocchio danced around the room, his wooden limbs moving clumsily but with great joy. Geppetto hugged him tightly. "You are my son now, Pinocchio." That night, Geppetto made a warm dinner for them both, but Pinocchio's mischievous nature soon showed itself. He played with his food, and when Geppetto wasn't looking, he knocked over a pitcher of water. "Pinocchio, be careful," Geppetto scolded. "I'm sorry, Papa," Pinocchio said. But the glint in his eyes told a different story. The next morning, Geppetto took Pinocchio to school. "You must learn to be a good boy, Pinocchio," he said gently. "You must study and grow kind." But Pinocchio was easily distracted. On the way to school, he saw a colorful puppet show in the street. "Oh, I'll go see this show instead," Pinocchio cried, running toward the crowd. Geppetto called after him. "No, Pinocchio, you must go to school." But the puppet show was so much fun, and Pinocchio forgot all about his lessons. The puppet master, a sly man named Mangiafuoco, saw the wooden puppet in the crowd. "Come, little puppet," he said with a grin. "You'll make a fine addition to my show." Pinocchio was thrilled. Yes, I want to perform." He was put on stage and the audience cheered. But as the night went on, Pinocchio realized that Mangiafuoco was a cruel man who kept all the puppets locked away in cages when the show was over. "I want to go home," Pinocchio cried, but Mangiafuoco only laughed. "No one leaves my show once they're in it." Pinocchio managed to escape by using his wits, and he ran back to Geppetto, who was worried sick. "Where have you been?" Geppetto asked, hugging him tightly. "I'm sorry, Papa," Pinocchio said. "I'll be good from now on." But Pinocchio's troubles were far from over. As he ventured out again, he was tricked by a fox and a cat who promised him great wealth if he planted his money in the field of miracles. "They'll grow into gold coins," they told him. Pinocchio, trusting them, buried his coins and waited, only to find that the field was barren. The fox and cat had stolen his money, and Pinocchio was left alone and penniless. That night, he sat by the side of the road, crying. "Why am I so foolish?" he wept. "I just want to be good." A fairy with blue hair appeared before him. "Pinocchio, you must learn that only by being good can you find true happiness. You are capable of greatness, but you must make the right choices." Pinocchio nodded, wiping his tears away. "I will, fairy. I will be good." But soon, a new temptation arose. Pinocchio was lured away to an island where all the boys could play and have fun without consequences. There, he and the other boys turned into donkeys, cursed for their bad choices. Pinocchio, now half donkey, cried out in panic. "What have I done? Please, I want to be a boy again." The fairy appeared once more, her voice gentle but firm. "You have learned, Pinocchio, but it is not too late." With her help, Pinocchio's body returned to its human form, and he found himself back in his father's arms. Geppetto had been searching for him, and together they returned home. The lessons Pinocchio learned were not easily forgotten. Years passed, and Pinocchio became a wise and loving son. He worked hard and studied, helping Geppetto with his work. One day, Pinocchio received the greatest gift of all. He was turned into a real boy. The fairy smiled at him. "You have earned this, Pinocchio, for your kind heart and your courage." Pinocchio smiled brightly, his wooden nose now gone. "Thank you, fairy." "Thank you, Papa." Geppetto hugged him tightly, his eyes full of tears. "My son, my true son." And so, Pinocchio lived a long and happy life, no longer tempted by foolishness or trickery. He worked hard, helped others, and became a wise, caring man. The lessons he learned guided him, and he was loved by everyone who met him. He had finally found his place in the world, a true boy with a true heart.